Namaste to everybody. My name is Lakshmikant. Today I am going to say Bhagavad Gita, text 10 and text 11. Om Sri Mahaganadipati Devaya Namaha Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Hare Om. So before going to the Bhagavad Gita, I just want to tell you an Ayurvedic remedy as I always do in my videos. So I want to tell you an Ayurveda remedy for how uses of the Vamu. The other name for Vamu is Ajwain. I hope everybody know Ajwain. So what are the uses of Ajwain? What you need to do first is take Ajwain, put it in the water and boil it on the stove in the low flame. After boiling it, put it aside, then take a thin cloth and put the whatever you boil the ajwain water, put it in that so that the ajwain gets the solid part gets aside and the liquid part gets aside. And what you need to do is take the ajwain water and drink as if you are drinking a tea, slowly, not completely as you drink the water. You should not drink like that. You should drink very slowly as you're drinking it as a tea. So what are the uses of drinking ajwain? Now let's get into that. So one of the main reasons of drinking ajwain, uses of ajwain, is that when you drink ajwain, whatever gas is present in your stomach goes away. One thing. And another thing, what if you even if you have stomach pain, the stomach pain gradually decreases slowly by drinking ajwain. And the saliva, the bad saliva which is present inside your mouth, as well as the we call it telakafam present in your cheeks and everything, the bad version, I mean enzymes and everything, that goes away by drinking ajwain. The more benefits I'm going to tell you in the next video. Now let's go into the story. I just told you in the last story what I've told you. The husband killed his brother because his brother tried to rape his wife. So let's go to the karma, what has happened. So let's talk about karma right now. So everybody say that karma, but initially nobody knows. They don't know what is the meaning of karma. Now let me tell you a few things about karma. So whenever a person who listens bad continuously or frequently, what is going to happen is that he is going to surely face problems of ENT. That's for 100% sure. And the person who watches bad things, anything it might be, slowly what is going to happen is that they're going to lose their eyesight slowly. And whatever white blood cells are present in your body are going to go out in any of the ways. So better be careful. This is 100% true. If you don't believe about this, then it's your wish. Okay, now let's go into Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita text 10. Apariyaptam tadasmakam balam bhishma virakshitam paryaptam tvedame tesham balam bhima virakshitam. Let's get translated in English. What is the meaning of Sloka 10 in Bhagavad Gita? Our strength is immeasurable. We are perfectly protected by the grand seer Bhishma, whereas the other side, it is limitedly protected by the Bhima. Here, let's get deeper into this text. What Duryodhana is saying here is that he is comparing the strength between the Kauravas and the Pandavas, whereas the strength of the Pandavas is limitedly protected by Bhima because he is very less experienced general, whereas Bhima Deva, he is most experienced general. He is the very most experienced general. So he is far more experienced than the Bhima. And Duryodhana also knew what? That if he could die, he would die only in the hands of Bhima. He surely know that he's gonna die. If he could die, he would die in the hands of Bhima only. No one else could kill him. Whereas he was also confident of his victory because he has an immeasurable power which is present with him, which is Bhishma Deva, who is his grandfather, who is present. That is why he is very much confident about his victory. And that is why he is measuring the strength between Pandavas as well as his, Kauravas. Now let's go into the text 11. Ayanesu sa sarveshu yata bhagamavasthidaha Bhishmam eva virakshantu bhavantaha sarva eva hi. Now let's get translated in English. All of you must now give full support to the grand seer Bhishma Deva, and you should never leave your strategic points and the entrance of the phalanx of the army. Never leave your phalanx of the army. That is what is ordering other warriors in his army. Why is he telling like that? Now let's get deeper into the text. He's telling it because he knew that the other warriors might feel very bad about it, because he is praising the Bhishma Deva and he is not praising the other warriors. So to diplomatically change the situation, Duryodhana is saying that, see, I know Bhima Deva is a very powerful warrior, but now he's an old man. So now all of you need to protect him, so that when he is engaged in war with others, from the front, no one comes from the backside and attack him and break the phalanx of their army to enter. And everybody must stay in in their phalanx of the army, so that no one could enter into the phalanx. That is what Duryodhana is saying. And he is also telling that now I know Bhima Deva has affection towards Pandavas. Bhima Deva and Dronacharya are so superior, powerful warriors that it's very impossible to defeat them. That's why Duryodhana is also very victorious. And what is he thinking is that Bhima Deva and Dronacharya did not speak a single word in the assembly when the gambling happened. In the place of gambling, what they did, in the place of gambling, they called Draupadi. Draupadi was forced to be naked in the assembly, in the presence of all the great people in the assembly. At that time, Draupadi was asking help from Dronacharya as well as Bhishma Deva. But what? They didn't even speak a single word. So what Duryodhana is thinking, that when they did not speak a single word, when Draupadi was forced to be naked in the front of everybody, so it is sure that now they are not going to say anything. Hopefully, he is hoping that they were not going to say anything right now. And he was confident of his victory once again. Sarve jana sukhino bhavantu, sarva vyadhi nivaranam, Vishnum namaha. Chesina pakamurkane podu anbhavinchaka tappadu shiksha. ధర్మము ఎన్నడు ధర్మమును దాటదు నరుడా నీకు తప్పదు శిక్ష. హరి ఓం స్వస్తి.